Hey guys, in today's episode of LR Live UK, we're going to be trying to fix my door lock on the Discovery 3. So, wanted to have a look, as we said before, at our locks. So the easiest way to have a look and see what's going on inside without taking the door cover off is just to release these 3 screws here, and that gives us access inside. And what I've noticed, just above that white clip, you can see there's a little spring, and that spring has come undone, and I think that's what's preventing my locks from working correctly. So there's actually 4 screws, 2 on each side on here, so it gives a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Oh, right, okay, I think you got that, did you? Right, so this does pop out of the housing, so that's good. But I wonder if I'm going to have to loosen these to get access to that. I think I probably am, because I can't get in there otherwise. I'm so tempted to put a big hole. So I've reduced the length of my drill bit as much as possible, so it doesn't go into the mechanism. Right, I'm just deburring that hole a little bit so I don't hurt myself. So this is, I'm going to try now and get my spring back. That is our little spring. That's what we lost. This piece here is connected to the locking mechanism, and there's a spring release on there which pops it out and in, and that's what's come off. So I thought it'd be a little bit easy if I show you on the bench. So what I've got is 2 latch mechanisms here. This one here on the left is from Britpart, and this is a genuine Land Rover part. Now, obviously, visually they're very similar. The quality, actually, to be fair, on the Britpart is really good, considering it's about £75 cheaper. But you can see just in here is where we have got our spring that's come out. So that's the orientation of the spring. It's a bit difficult to see on the unit in the vehicle how it would actually go in, so I thought let's get hold of one. So it doesn't look like anything's broken on my unit, it just looks like that spring has popped out, and it doesn't look a great design, if I'm honest. You can just see there that it's quite, I mean, it doesn't go under a lot of pressure admittedly, but it's obviously popped out, so I don't think there's anything we can do to keep it in there better moving forwards. But now we've got the orientation, we should be able to position our lock in place and actually copy the spring position. So as I said before, the genuine unit, you're looking at £123 plus tax, and this Britpart unit, you're looking at about 47. So there's a big price difference, and I can't see why this wouldn't do the job just as well, if I'm honest. Yes, it's got some intricate parts in there, but obviously you've got a warranty with Britpart. So if I can't get mine fixed, I'm going to be going ahead and fitting this Britpart version and see if that solves my problem. Right, so the best, I was trying to see which position is less tensioned. Probably the down position where it is now. So, doesn't look like I've got one of these tabs in mine. This is broken off. Right. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh, it's in. Wow. Is it in? It is. That should now assist this, you can see there. It's just giving it that little bit of pull to finish it, because before it just wasn't opening. So I kind of feel a bit guilty, if I'm honest, about putting a big hole there, but man, that has made the job so much easier. Let's try the remote. obviously when you're doing this, you don't really want to shut the door just in case it doesn't work. That's now locked, so this should go in. No, it's worse. So as you just saw before, we done a little bit of inspection on the latch mechanism that we've got fitted in the door already. I've tried obviously to repair it. I've cut this hole, I've got access to this little spring that had come out, really hoping that that would have made a difference and sort of got things working, but it's just not activating. So it looks like we're going to have to replace the unit, which is a big job, and there's plenty of instructional YouTube videos out there on how to do it. I've had a little look. Some of them are okay, some of them are in different language, so I'm still going to try and record the process of doing it. I'll just throw in a few tips that I'm going to employ to try and get the job done. But it is a big job, but if you take your time and go through it methodically, he says, having not done it yet, I'm hoping that's going to make it a bit easier. So as long as you've got the glass supported, then you should be good to remove the clips that attach it to this regulator panel here, and we can get the regulator out. We've got to remove the speaker to get access to everything inside. Once that's done, it's just a case of getting this unit out and actually removing all the cables to it. So I think there's only 2 cables on mine because I don't have the deadlocks, but we might find some more in there. But anyway, we'll go into it and I'll go through it step by step with you so you can see how it's done. So we'll crack on. Right, first job is we'll get the speaker removed. Whoa, that was stuck on there pretty good. There's 2 methods of doing this. You can remove this channel here on the side, which will allow you to take the glass out. I just don't think I want to go down that road if I can help it. So I should just be able to get access to these little clips that keep the glass up. If I lower it a tiny little bit, I might find it easier, or will they just drop? So the window's dropped. What I'm going to use is this camera mount to just stop it dropping anymore. Now, obviously, if you haven't got a camera mount, which I doubt you have, you can just use tape to hold it up, but that will now stop it dropping down any further. There we go. That was easy. It's got 2 little pins on the end of that, and they locate into there, so you just twist it. And obviously, I'm going to have to refer back to all of this. But I'm trying to just keep everything together if I can. Now the passenger side door has got the lock here. We need to try and get that out, and there I believe is a little rubber grommet here. We'll remove that, and then there's just a Torx behind there, I believe. Right, now we've removed that, we should be able to get our handle out just by pulling it open and then forwards. It does sound really brutal, but it's because there's a clip in here you've got to release. That's the only reason it sounds so bad. These could all do with a really nice clean. So there's a little plug in here with a Land Rover logo on it, and that needs to be released. So we've got to unscrew it from the inside. Now you can feel it when you put your finger in there, you can feel what that is, but I'm not convinced we can get to it until we take the window out. There's 2. There we go. Oh. Now we don't want to take the window out completely, just want to lift it up. Now if I can hold it there, then reuse this. Right, I've released the clips on the window, so that is now free. Right, I found it, and it appears to be removable at an angle, which is nice. So that's what I'm doing. There's the plug, and it was just screwed in at the back. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts and 2 nuts. They're all 10mm. Okay. Right, they're all moved. This should move. Yep. Now, apparently, to get this out, I've got to rotate it just over 90 degrees and pull it out the front. So I'll try and do that with you. You can see it on camera. We rotate it. Hopefully. Okay, I'm gonna have to loosen that channel, which is just one more bolt we've got to remove. Right, so that channel's removed. I just need to make sure I can slide it back. There is a rubber inner, so as long as I can slide it back up that inner, I'll be all right. But that should be free enough now, I hope, to allow the front piece to pop out. There we go. Ready? There. Okay, job done. So these are the clips that I unclipped the window from, and they should just lock back in when I drop the window, so as long as we get this in the right place. But don't mess about with that, because that is hard work to replace and repair. I just pushed this plastic piece in here forwards, and that just released this housing, and that's the second part of the locking mechanism, this bit here, and then we've just got a wire. Great, so there we have our unit. So I haven't really got any specialist tools. What I've tried to just bring is a load of picks, little screwdriver just to lever things out. But let's just snip this off there. Right, so I don't think that any kind of description is going to really give you an idea of how to remove these. I think you're going to have to sort of work it out yourself, but probably a pick is a bit easier. There we go. That's just dropped in. So we're going to go straight over to our new unit. And just in here, you'll see there's a little triangular shape. And that's for the back side of this to go into. So you literally put it in there and then twist it and it will stay in place. And then we should be able to put our clip back in. I've already forgotten which way around that was. I think it was that way, yeah. Okay, so there we go. Just going to try and orientate everything the same so it's a bit easier to work out. So we're going to go for this one next, and that's going to pop into there. So again, it's just a case of a little bit of pressure behind this as you release the clip. They're fairly pliable, but you have got to be a bit careful. Go. And lift up and just pull this cylindrical tab out. Now what I might do actually, because this isn't looking too bad, I think I might do this one as well and then put them both on, because they're both attached. So same again, exactly the same style clip, bit of pressure from underneath, there we go, and then wriggle that out. So you've got a rectangular shape in there, so you can work in that lug. So if we just move that across now, we just put the lug in there and then slot it in and rotate it and then click that back in. There we go. And then with this one, you don't have to rotate it, you just have to move the latch slightly on there, because it goes over the top. Oh, it would have been easier to do this one first, I think. So you've got to put this cylinder in first and then pull it down. Right, this one's not going in far enough, so I wonder if it needs to be, a little bit of grease might be required in there. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's in, but it's doesn't feel very free. There we go. All right. So yeah, that was a bit tricky to get in there, but once it's in, it moves about in the housing, and then you can just clip your piece back on. There we go. And then just make sure these are all clipped in nicely, because there, well, I'll be honest, that was 50 times easier than I thought it was going to be. So got all those catches undone, transferred everything over. We should really now be ready just to put it straight back into the vehicle. Lock, unlock once, unlock again, brilliant. That wasn't that hard, was it? So I'm really pleased I managed to actually fix something again in the Discovery 3. To be honest, my initial thoughts were that was going to be a big job, removing that door card and all the mechanisms for the window and everything, but actually, and that's why I thought drilling that massive hole to expose the latch mechanism was a good idea. But in hindsight, now I've obviously had to go down the road of taking everything apart and going into it. It doesn't worry me, and I think that that is a far easier job than you'd give yourself credit. For you guys, if you've got anything wrong with your door, don't be put off by people on YouTube like I was, saying what a big job it is, because it really isn't. You're looking at, what was it, 8 screws on the front of that door card. Just rip it off. But on the Discovery 3, what I will say is Land Rover got it right, and it was so easy to take apart and put back together again. I didn't destroy anything taking it apart, so you shouldn't be afraid of having a go, and it's not that hard a job to do. And I don't know, for 50 quid, it was a fairly cheap fix, and what I'm hoping is I've actually solved another problem that I had on the Discovery, and that was the alarm was going off, and I've been sort of manually locking all the doors and everything to try and get around it, but I think it's because that door has not been locking correctly or unlocking correctly. There's something there that the system doesn't like. So thanks guys for watching. I really hope the video has helped you understand that that is possibly a job that you guys should take on. Just do the whole process methodically. If you did like it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you on the next one.